Well, hi, folks. Welcome to my new series on prepping for the end times. These are my usual disclaimers. I am not an official authority on anything. I am not a doctor. I am not a financial advisor. Everything you hear here is just my opinion, the way I see things and the way I do things. Okay, I apologize for the noise, but my battery bank is dead, so I'm having to run the generator, and also it's very hot Texas heat. So I'm having to run the air conditioner. So apologies for the noise. I'm also on a different computer. This video is about household needs. And I'm talking everything you need from doing laundry to washing your hair, different ways of taking care of things. If we end up not being able to afford products or there's just none in the stores at all, what if they're not available because of supply chain shortages? What if you can't afford them anymore? What can you do? Well, I'm going to give you a lot of different items that most people don't think of to prep. I prefer the items I prep to be of multiple use. In this video, I'm going to show you what you can do if you can't get toilet paper. What are your options for cleaning supplies for the monthly visitor that I guess they're called birthing persons have a monthly visitor? What can you do about that? I'm going to show you recipes to make your own disinfectant, hand sanitizer, lip balm, wipes, and laundry soap. So I'm going to give you some fresh ideas of a different way of prepping and thinking and give you a nice amount of supplies to add to your preps that you might not have really thought of before. So let's go.
Laundry supplies. All right, get yourself some cotton rope, get yourself some buckets. I use a little Wonder Wash here, and these things are pretty cool, but you need off-grid laundry supplies. They also have washers like this one up here in the upper right-hand corner. What you can do is just get yourself a cheap toilet bowl plunger and put some holes in it. What that does is it pushes the water through the clothing and will help you get things clean. And also you may want to stock up on cleaning supplies. I don't recommend you go out and buy, tons and tons of laundry detergent. It's expensive and you can't use it for really anything else but laundry detergent. So things that you can wash clothes with, but also that can be used for other things to make other stuff, you'll see right here, distilled white vinegar. I use that for a few things that I'll show you here later in this video. Arm & Hammer baking soda is very, very useful for housekeeping and things like that. Now for laundry, I have stocked up, and these things are very inexpensive. I've stocked up on Arm & Hammer washing soda. There's a difference between washing soda and baking soda. But I've stocked up on washing soda for laundry as well as 20 Mule Team Borax. There are other uses for borax as well besides just laundry. But with these two, for under $30 or $40, you can collect enough to do laundry for over a year. It doesn't take much, and I've got a recipe on how to make your own laundry soap farther into this video. Also, essential oils. Do not underestimate the morale and the health value of having things that smell good. And essential oils are unbelievably powerful. They get into our bloodstream. When you inhale it, it gets absorbed into your bloodstream through the alveoli of your lungs. You can use it to scent laundry. You can use it for cleaning the house. Essential oils are unbelievably powerful. And I'll tell you one thing, lavender gets rid of mosquito bites completely. It gets rid of the itch within a few minutes, and it gets rid of the bite altogether within an hour or so. I get bitten at least half a dozen times a day out here, and lavender essential oil is something that I never run out of, and it works so well on mosquito bites. And other essential oils as well as lavender work extremely well on skin problems, rashes, and other types of insect bites. Like I got bitten by a black widow, and it was starting to send red lines down my leg. It was getting really bad. It hurt to walk. It scared me to death. And my essential oil blend got rid of those bites within a couple days. Unbelievably powerful stuff. So never underestimate essential oils. So cleaning supplies like vinegar, baking soda, things like that for cleaning your house that are non-toxic, and then laundry soap supplies. Also, I don't have pictured here, but Dawn dish soap is a very good insecticide when mixed with water. If you've ever had to live through hurricanes or floods, sometimes you can have balls of fire ants that float in the water. And a good way to get rid of unwanted infestations and pests is water mixed with Dawn dish soap. It's also not harmful for the environment. But get yourself a bucket, fill it with water, add a bunch of dish soap, and dump it on wherever these things are coming in. I always have a spray bottle with water and dish soap that I spray on anything that's in the house. And it will kill them very quickly. And it won't be toxic for you to breathe in or touch. So, powdered laundry soap, the way I make it is 1 part washing soda, 1 part borax, and 1 part shredded laundry soap. But you can also use regular human bar soap. And then another thing I do that I haven't seen others do is I'll take a little bit of, like a half a cup of salt, and add either perfume or essential oils, and you mix it into the salt and then put that in with the soap. So you can have powdered laundry soap, and you use about a tablespoon a load. I also use borax as an insecticide, and it's the best roach bait and beetle bait that I've ever come across. I mix 1 part with sugar and 1 part borax and put it in a little dish and leave it in areas that you see cockroaches. They'll eat it and they'll die. It works unbelievably well. And it's non-toxic. Another thing you ought to consider is growing an herb called soapwort, which can actually be used for washing you and washing laundry. You can make tea out of it and use that as shampoo and soap, and you can also use it to wash laundry with. So soapwort might be an interesting thing to grow in your garden. I make my own home products. If I can make it myself, I'd rather make it than buy it. And disinfectant spray and disinfectant wipes is really easy to make. You need you need something that would kill the bugs, which would be like the vinegar, the witch hazel, or alcohol. I kind of mixed all 3 because I had them on hand. But you can alternate this recipe. But basically 2 parts water to 2 parts something that kills germs, whether it's vinegar, witch hazel, alcohol, anything like that. And then I add essential oils that are antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, all of that fun stuff. And I put it in a spray bottle or put it on some fabric, and you've got disinfectant spray or disinfectant wipes. You can also look up more of these types of recipes online. They're all over the place. So that's another good thing to do. I made my own hand sanitizer. When this germophobia thing, pandemic of germophobia first came out, hand sanitizer, you couldn't get it anywhere. Well, I already had some in my emergency kit, so I hadn't even used all that up because I don't use hand sanitizer a lot. But I made my own. And I'm really glad I did, because come to find out there's all these nasty chemicals in a lot of the hand sanitizer that they've had to recall. And it's just, yeah, not good. So you make your own. You need at least 70% of this mixture to be something that kills germs, like 70%, alcohol or witch hazel or something like that. I use 95% alcohol vodka, so 190 proof vodka, but you can use witch hazel or like 50% rubbing alcohol, but you need about 70% of that germ killing agent. And then I used 30% aloe vera gel, and then I added my essential oils to that, and it works really well. It smells good, and I have not had a problem with it. So you can make your own hand sanitizer. I've seen on the internet a lot of people talking about Crisco candles. And if you notice the little fire, the little flame on the Crisco, well, I will not use Crisco to cook with. I do not trust petroleum products. I only use natural fats like olive oil and different, coconut oil and things like that for cooking. So I have Crisco, and the only reason I bought it was to make candles out of. I have not been that successful with it. And the other thing is they don't provide a lot of light. But the problem I'm having with the Crisco candles is that it melts the wax so fast that the wax will put out the candle, and the flame ends up being really, really low. So I actually don't recommend Crisco candles, but you can do that if you want to. But one of the best things I've purchased in the last couple years is this little cast iron tea light wax burner. I make all sorts of things with this thing. I love it. And I got it at Tractor Supply for about $10. And it's what I make my lip balm with. And this lip balm is so wonderful. I absolutely love it. So I use beeswax, coconut oil, liquid sweetener. You can, I put a little bit of honey in it, or maybe some sweetened syrups, things like that. You can experiment, see what you like. Then some kind of flavoring. I absolutely love putting dark chocolate in it, or cocoa powder. It tastes really good, and the dark chocolate especially is so good for you. And I absolutely love that what I'm putting on my lips, which gets swallowed eventually, all the ingredients are good for me, versus the store-bought chapsticks that are not so good for me. But if you want to tint it and even make your own lipsticks, use non-toxic crayons and add those to it. But what I end up having to do is melt it all and then test it for the right consistency before I pour it into a container, whether it be the little plastic containers here I got at the dollar store, or I reuse old chapstick containers. So that's another idea to save you money. Because folks, I think we're heading into another Great Depression here. And you need to learn how to make a lot of your own stuff, because you may not have a job to be able to go and earn the money and buy the stuff. So instead, stay home and save that money and make it. And maybe you can make money by selling it. Body wipes. You can make your own body wipes. You need boiled or distilled water, witch hazel, a little bit of body washer gel, a little bit of oil, and then again, essential oils, and those work really well. I used to buy regular baby wipes to use off-grid to keep clean until I couldn't afford those. So making my own really made a difference. Really saved me a lot of money. And you can use paper towels, like a roll of paper towels, and put that liquid on that. So there's another idea for you. What do you do with no toilet paper? What's the first thing that most of the stores ran out of when the germophobia hit? It was toilet paper. The thing is, you can't stock enough toilet paper. It takes up too much space, and you're going to run out eventually. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when you run out of it? When the germophobia hit back in 2020, instead of going out and stocking up on toilet paper, because I didn't have the money to do that, I took old sheets, old t-shirts, old pajamas, and I made cloth pieces. And I'm sorry, you're going to have to get over the ew yucky thing. Okay? If you have been a mother, or if you're a father, you're going to have, you've learned how to clean up messes and upchuck and change diapers and things like that. Okay, we got to stop outsourcing all of our bodily functions to store-bought products. All right, get over it. These things will wash out. And so using fabrics, and especially fabric scraps for toilet paper, is one alternative if you can't get toilet paper. Another is just plain old water. plain old water and soap. And so what I did is I took old t-shirts and I made a little pattern so that they would fit into these little wipes bins. And I made enough of these, and there are 3 layers of fabric here, so all I have to use is 1. And I made enough to fill up about 6 of these tubs, if not more. And one of the best things that you can stock up on is old t-shirts. Anything cotton. And the t-shirts are great because they won't unravel. So you don't need to have a serger. You don't even need a sewing machine. Just cut the t-shirts into larger strips and you can use that. If you sew, which is another way of saving a lot of money, is learn to sew. If you sew besides a regular sewing machine, I would strongly suggest you invest in a serger. And if you look at the clothes you're wearing right now, more than likely the seams were done with the serger, and it wraps the thread around the edge of the fabric and cuts at the same time. There are a lot of things that I make without my sewing machine at all. I only make with a serger. And there are things that you can make, of course, with a regular sewing machine too. But again, if you sew, I strongly recommend a serger, but you don't have to sew. And you can use things that unravel too, but you'll get the strings everywhere. And it's it'll work, but it's just more of a hassle. So I used notebook paper and just made a little pattern, and that worked. Another thing you can get is woolly lamb's ear. This is one of the most incredible plants. And if you grow it when it gets large enough, these leaves, if you think that they look soft, they feel soft. They feel like velvet. But these leaves can replace bandages. They can also replace types of wipes and can replace toilet paper. You don't want to flush them down your toilet, okay? But this plant, you can grow basically your own toilet paper, and it's antifungal, antibacterial. It's really good for you, and it can also be used as a bandage. So here's another garden option besides soapwort. You can grow woolly lamb's ear in your garden and use that as toilet paper. And the other thing is that folks that have babies, cloth diapers. And the one thing that you'll find if you ever make cloth diapers is that there is a special fabric that they use for the liner of cloth diapers called PUL fabric. Okay? It is not very expensive. You can get it either online or at a lot of fabric stores, because fabric stores will carry this for people who make the cover for cloth diapers. But the biggest thing about this stuff is it's soft. It looks almost like satin, but it's got a coating on one side. The biggest thing is it's breathable. So even though it'll provide a waterproof layer, it will let the air get through, which is one of the faults I find with store-bought products. So consider getting yourself some PUL fabric and making some cloth diapers for emergencies, in case you can't afford disposable diapers anymore, or if they're not in the stores anymore. So we need to go back to old school, unfortunately, but it's also better for us and it's better for the environment. And then for women only, which, no, it's not for women only. Guys, if you have a sister, a mother, a wife, a daughter, pay attention to this for the monthly visitor, okay? There are options you can have that are not disposable. For example, a cup. The other thing is cloth pads. And what you do is you get the same PUL fabric that they use for the liners for cloth diapers, and you create pads. And I use t-shirt material. I've made these things stitched by hand. I've made them with my sewing machines. They're not hard to do. And if you can't afford the PUL fabric, you can use a tablecloth. You can use any kind of plastic liners. You can cut up an old raincoat. So there are many different things that you can use for the bottom layer, but the PUL fabric is the best because it's breathable and you can actually make crocheted or cloth tampons. Okay? And all you have to do with either one of these is soak them in cold water and rinse out the blood, and then just pop them in the washing machine with everything else. They're so easy to take care of. Here's the other thing that you may want to keep in mind. The stuff that you buy in the store, even though it comes in a pretty plastic wrapper and it's all white and pristine, that stuff is not sterile. When you put something in a dryer, you can sterilize it. So these cloth pads are actually cleaner and are more sterile than what you buy in the store. So it's a good idea to have these kind of things on hand, or if you don't want to have them right now, at least have yourself a box of old cotton fabrics and things like that so you can make these kind of things if you ever need to.
Well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate your time. Upcoming videos I've got in this series are going to be survival gardening, prepping for food and power outages, uh, overlooked preps and barter items, things that I've never heard any other preppers talk about. So subscribe if you haven't. Keep an eye out for that. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys take care of yourselves, your family, get prepared. Godspeed, folks. Y'all come back now, you hear? Bye.